the first speaker for this service. Clap your hands and receive this great servant of God. Clap your hands as a big God servant. Reverend Ota Ekazobia. Clap your hands as a God to take over. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Come on, church, join us together for the bishop. Is that how you can clap for the bishop? Clap for the bishop. My bishop, my bishop. It's worship. Thank you very much. What God sent you to do in this community, yes, God will empower you to complete. What God sent you to do in this community, no power can stop it. All will be completed. Come on, can I hear amen louder? Once more, everybody, join your hands together for the bishop. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for making me the first guest speaker. Thank you. Now, what I always say, as a matter of fact, beside every successful man, there is a woman. There is a beautiful woman. And beside every poor man, there is a witch. Why? Because the woman will always seek and pray for her husband. I hear you. And the witch one will be angry each time he set his eyes on the husband. I hear you, sir. Do you know there are some women who are angry for their husband? Yes, sir. This wonderful mama is a wonderful mama. Please join me for her mother. Wonderful. Are you clapping for her mama? Come on, you join me. Let's together for her. She's a wonderful woman. Yes. Amen. These choirs are wonderful. Thank you, choirs. God bless you. Amen. Join your hands together for the choirs and the instrumentalists. Amen. The choirs and the instrumentalists are wonderful. But God bless them. God for them better. Amen. Thank you. Each time you sing and play, life will be delivered. Amen. It will be like that of David. Each time David played, Saul never remained the same. Each time David played, that bad spirit where they somebody they pack come up. They packed. I pray for you choirs and instrumentalists. Amen. Each time you play and sing, the six people that they pack call you, so let me doctor will heal them. Your soul can play with heal them. Touch me, shout for the Lord. Wonderful people. Thank you, Jesus. You that is there, you're wonderful man and woman. If you are not there, you will not be here. Hey. You are great people. Yes. Please hold your hands together for yourself, everybody. Are you clapping for yourself? Clap for yourself. You that is sitting, stand on your feet. He poured the depth into the hole. I hold the depth. I could not hold. I need someone to wash my sins away. I will sing about His Son, amazing grace. Lord Jesus, I Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Let me hear amen louder.
Amen.
Join your hands together for Jesus. Sit on top of the head of your enemy. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah. The theme of this program says overtaking is allowed. Overtaking is allowed. In other words, you see a car driving in the road, you see some car overtaking them. You see a small car driving in the road, overtaking them. In other words, and your relationships will come. Your relationships will also become advantages of that first person. In other words, somebody can buy a car today. When you want to buy a car, will be better, and the one you need are more expensive than the one of the first person bought. Somebody can get married today. And when you get married, you get married to the best man and to the richest man. Somebody can start a business today, and when you start your own, you know you now be the talk of the town. Overtaking is allowed. Lift your right hand up, everybody. Say, I decree and I declare.
I decree and I declare.
Over my life.
Over my life.
In the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus.
As I come to this program.
As I come to this program.
I take power.
I take power.
I take strength.
I take strength.
To overcome.
To overcome.
Overtake. If you believe, shouting it out and louder. You may be seated. Deuteronomy chapter number 28. Deuteronomy 28. I want to read verse 2 alone. This, I want to start with the foundation. What you will do that will empower you to overtake. The step you will take that will strengthen you to overtake. Can I tell you what truth? Hear me. There are some people, if they even put them for the best job that will push them forward, even though you put them there, they will also succeed. Do you know that? There are some people, give them 5 million to the 5 million, say take this 5 million, start business, come back next time, ask them how the business, they will begin to say yeah, they won't be able to give good account of the 5 million. But if some people just order 300,000 or 200,000, come back again the next 3 months, ask them how did it go? That 300,000 has increased to 5 million. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Overtaking is allowed. Every one of us under the sound of my voice, as I talk on, take will to fly high. Take power to overcome. If you believe, let me hear your amen louder. Deuteronomy 28 verse 2, it says, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee,
if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Hold on. All these blessings, not some blessings, but all these blessings shall come and overtake thee. In other words, if you want to overtake, you should hear the voice of the Lord. There are some people in church, they just come to church, but they don't hear the voice of the Lord. There are some people in church, they come to church, but they are disobedient people in church. There are some people in church, they come to church, they don't follow instructions. Such people, prayer does not work for them. It looks as if there is no power in the church, and there is power in the church. There are some people, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord, then we will be able to overtake. If you want to overtake, let's see your hand up. You are sure you want to overtake, let me see your hand high above your head. Now hear it, jump it down again. Hear it. According to God's word, if you want to overtake, learn to hear God's word. Let me shock you. Let me shock you. You don't see God once. Talk to me. You don't see God once. Talk to me. Tell me. You don't see God once. You don't shock. I want to shock you now. Bishop Jonah Omegaga is the God you are saying. Are you hearing me now? It's a mouthpiece of God. Anything he says is what God asks him to say. If you obey him, you are obeying God. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes, sir.
If you obey him, you are obeying who? Then you are hearing God. Then you are seeing God. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes, sir.
In other words, if you want to overtake the enemy of your progress, learn to obey instructions. There are some people, hear me, even though all the great men of God on this earth gather and pray for them, they will not also overtake. Why? Because they are stubborn. Stubborn people can't overtake. Do you know that there are some people in church who are thieves? A thief, and the program is on now. So people will just see person for akpapa, they will just shock you down. Very fast. After you for you to overtake the hand. Anybody that wants to overtake does not live a such life. Anyone that wants to overtake is that man, that woman that obeys instructions. Perhaps instruction will pass. But Moses said, if you want to shoot, go to the first sheet. Go to the first sheet. There will still be some people that won't shoot and like to shoot for 40 years. Because what is the name of the Lord? I have a member years ago. That is one of the sanctuary keeper. She is the leader of the sanctuary. And then the church, when you go to the water, as a sweep shot, and you see money, you see money, you go 50,000. You go look at everybody there. But you come to God. You go say, he has done for me, he has done for me. God look for her. God look for her. That one thief. That person, she has ended up in creating problems for her life and her children. Bishop Jonah Omegaga, that God gave the team of this program, overtaking is allowed. He did not just say it like that. He said it according to God's instructions. He said it according to God's leading. He said it according to God's will in his life. He said it so that every one of us in this ground can overtake. He said it because he wants us to excel. He wants our glory to come. Esther chapter number 1, read from verse 10. Esther chapter number 1 from verse 10. There are some people that are using their hand to lose their glory. But I pray for everyone under the sound of my voice. Because you are in this meeting, you will not lose your glory.
Amen.
Because you are in this meeting, you will not miss your turn.
Amen.
Your turn to overtake. As you shout, receive it now.
Amen.
They say life now turn by turn. And some people they talk. Don't say they talk. But can I tell you, some people talk will come, you will pass. Why? Because they are stubborn. Some people talk when they don't reach for promotion because of their strong heart, because of their stubborn heart, because of their disobedient heart, because according to the Deuteronomy, because they fail to obey instructions. At the end, their turn will not come. But everyone that is listening to me today, your turn will not pass you by.
Amen.
Let's start from verse 10. 1 to verse 10.
On the seventh day,
On the seventh day,
when the heart of the king was merry
when the heart of the king was merry,
with wine,
listen, the king decided to hold the feast. the feast, the king got drunk, and the king was happy. When the king was happy, the king said, I want to do something. Listen. There is one word that they talk, say, if you want to take money from your husband, you go pass through the woman. I don't say that they talk. But at times, even though if the man they verse, if the woman go meet at the man go do what you go see verse for the woman. Let me say it. But if you're a wise woman, when you want to collect something from the husband, when you see the husband but the sweeter, cocoa, honey, sugar, my bitter leaf, my tonton, my the only cockroach in my cupboard. The man go look and say, this kind of way they come and say, he get meaning, he get meaning. I believe so. You go call her bishop. See the way you find this your white dress fine, no? They look at what guy. Look at. The Bible says on the seventh day, the heart of the king was merry. The king was happy. There is joy in the heart of the king. And what did the king do?
He commanded Mehuman, Mr. Abana, Bigta, and Abagata, Zeta, and Kaka, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence.
He called the 7 people that helped him to order the authority of his kingdom. He called them together and he said, I'm happy. I want to release blessing today. I am happy. I want to honor somebody. I am happy. But before I honor people, I want something to happen. Before I release the blessing, there is something I want to do. And what did he say? God
served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king.
And he said what?
To bring Vashti the queen before the
and Ahasuerus the king said to them, go, call my wife. Now your wife, not be another person's wife. He pay money put, he do the right thing. He said, go call my wife for me. Queen Vashti. Let Queen Vashti come. What Queen Vashti is going to do? He said, call me Queen Vashti. What is the purpose of calling Queen Vashti? Hold on, daughter, let me give the story. What did he call Queen Vashti to do for him? He said, call me Queen Vashti. Let Queen Vashti come and dance. Let Queen Vashti come and dance. Let him dance before the great man, the great woman. Let him dance for me. Let Queen Vashti come and dance. He said, call me Queen Vashti. That day his heart is heavy. His heart is happy. There is joy in his inner man. And he ordered to call his wife. The Bible said when he threw his feast, when he was enjoying here, he also gave his wife order, throw your feast and begin to enjoy. The king Ahasuerus is celebrating this way. Queen Vashti is also celebrating this way. The husband give her go ahead to celebrate. Listen to me, I pray for every one of us under the sound of my voice. I prophesy on your head as I stand on this assembled altar by the authority of the Holy Ghost. Anything holding you down, anything stopping you, as your mind structure, that is cut from your life. That is break from your life. Let me hear amen louder. Finish the place, daughter.
To show the people and the princes her beauty.
To show the people
and the princes her beauty.
And the princes her beauty.
For she was fair to look on.
She was very beautiful. She was fair to look upon.
But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment.
Oh,
by the Chamalians.
The queen Vashti, she said, I can't come. She said, I can't come. Listen, the husband gave order. He said, come on, come and show your beauty to everybody to see. Come and make yanga for me. If your husband call you, say me come Golo for ram. As a wise woman, what you go do? As a what you go do? You don't say go run for ram. I like that one, say go run for ram. If I need the woman, when I walk come out from the room that day, I go to finish work. If I get big, I will come to shake it to me. If I don't get big, I will come to shake the body. Because they say like that's the shake. I don't say the talker. They say what they talk so. They say like that's the shake. If I like that, they come. That's why I say, "Smile, you shake." I'm going to shake her. The man said, "Call me my wife. Let my wife come and demonstrate me." As I spoke to my girlfriend, I want you to shout. Anything I say, you will say, "I am attending." Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, you will say it. I am calling, you will still say it. But hold on for me first. Hold on for a minute. Let me finish the story. The Bible said, when the woman knows Shakara, and the woman disobeyed the husband, the woman said she can't come. The woman said, "I am doing my own party. I can't come." They said again, she said, "I can't come. I am busy." Can a man be busy than the husband? Can a woman be busy than the husband?
No.
Can a wife be busy than the husband? She said she's busy. She refused instruction. She refused to obey her husband. And the people said, the people that are ruling the thing, they carpet people. They said, "Go and call her again." Verse usher went away. Verse 3 said, "I can't come now. I am doing something. I can't come now. I am throwing party. I can't come now." And verse 3 disobeyed. Verse 3 refused to come. And verse 3 disobeyed the husband. When verse 3 disobeyed the husband was angry. And the husband said, "As far as you disobey me, your seat, your position will be given to somebody. And there is somebody that is prepared for the seat. X and somewhere. X and somewhere. X and where on the list. And God is about to empower to overtake. Let's find on the feet. Everything that you say, I overtake. That's your seat of honor. I overtake. Say I overtake. I overtake. That's your seat of promotion. I overtake. That's your marriage. I overtake. That's your business. I overtake. That's your enlargement. I overtake. That's your lifting. I overtake. That's your joy. I overtake. I say you overtake. I overtake. Somebody shout, "I overtake." I overtake. Somebody shout, "I overtake." I overtake. Shout, "I overtake." I overtake. I decree I overtake. The power of God. The power to overtake. Receive it now. The power to overtake. You got your business. Receive it now. The power to overtake. You got your marriage. Receive it now. The power to overtake. You got your education. Receive it now. The power to overtake. You got your affair. Receive it now. 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 Any small life. Any small life. Hear me. Esther was like a slave in that community. She was a slave. Not like a slave, she was a slave. Esther's father was late. Esther's mother was late. Esther went to that community with her uncle Mordecai. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes, sir.
Esther went to that community with Mordecai, his uncle. And when Mordecai was there, the only work that they gave to Mordecai is the work of a good man to take care of the gate of the king. And that was the work they gave to him because he was a slave. Hear me. One fateful day, when the story came that the king is choosing a wife, that the king wants to choose a wife. I don't know of somebody here. I hear the Lord such a nurse to somebody that has been believing God for a life partner. Why your marriage is delayed before now? It's delayed because there is a special man God is preparing for you.